a Central Coast boy. Grew up on the Central Coast of New South Wales. Oh, Mum and Dad have been up there since they married. And I've got two brothers, one older, Heath, who's a bomb disposal technician. And I've got a younger brother, Gavin, who's also a bomb disposal technician. I don't know how that happened. I mean, my dad wasn't even in the army. And I suppose that gives Mum and Dad a bit to worry about now and again. But I tell you what, if somebody had told me back then that I'd be pulling bombs apart for a living, then, you know, I think I'd have laughed at them for sure. The reason we picked Soi to do the practical phase of the course is that it's a place where the Ho Chi Minh Trail crossed into Vietnam. It's very, very close to the Vietnamese border and would have received a lot of special attention. It's absolutely littered with bombs. Laos was pretty much dragged into the Vietnam War. What the Americans were really worried about was the domino effect. Different countries in Southeast Asia fall into communism. Communism was the big evil of the day, and we've all learnt now that, you know, that's just not the case.
The security of all Southeast Asia will be endangered if Laos loses its neutral independence. I want to make it clear to the American people and to all the world that all we want in Laos is peace, not war.
The Ho Chi Minh Trail down here was bombed extremely heavily. The North Vietnamese had a major supply thoroughfare through Laos from North to South Vietnam. This was a problem for the Americans. They wanted to cut off the supply line, and to do that they embarked on a huge bombing campaign in Laos. The air war here in Laos was termed to be the war over the fence. So the war here was really running secret. Pretty much no information of it was getting back to the public in the West for a good 6 years. There were rules of engagement in Vietnam that dictated how bombing could be conducted. For example, they weren't allowed to bomb any closer than half a kilometre away from a temple. But once they came over the fence into the secret war in Laos, they had free hand to bomb wherever they want.
People of the United States are entitled to know everything that they possibly can with regard to any involvement of the United States abroad. As you know, in answer to a question I think Mr. Potter asked at the last news conference, I pointed out what were the facts. There are no American combat troops in Laos.
Laos was bombed for 9 years. And you can imagine being out here when the bombing was on. You know, that sort of thing just would stay with you forever.สบายดีให้เลยขอบใจเลยโดมบ่แต่ว่าสมัยสงครามเจ้าก็อยู่นี่บ่
เฮาเนี่ยเป็นทหารเป็นแพทย์แล้วแพทย์ประจำเมืองเจ้าไล่เบิ่ง3ล้านป้ายมันก็สำเร็จแล้วเรื่องbombเรื่องหยังมันก็หลายกว่าประชาชนเฮา
With the bomb they drop in here more than people
หลายเลยลูก
มันนี่น่ะมีคนถูกน่ะบาดเจ็บย้อนระเบิดนี่มีบ่
7 คนตาย5ยัง2
แต่ว่าคอยเฮ็ดหน้าแต่ว่าคอยบ่ฮู้จักเรื่องบอมตกมาที่ผ่านมาแต่ยนต์แต่ย่านคอยบ่ฮู้จักแต่มันอยู่มันเชื่องไว้ในพื้นดินแต่จกคอยกุดถึกบอมมันแตกแต่เขาห้ามมาแต่บ้านนี่ไปหาเมืองหั่นมัดมือได้มัดมือโอ้ยความทุกข์มันบ่เว้าได้
ของไอ้เกตไว้ก็จีดไปไก่ทำไมห้ามก็เวลาเงี้ยมันไหลแต่ว่าเรื่องชีวิตเนี่ยยังบ่ทันตายนะนี่ยังเป็นแล้วนี่เป็นละล่ะเนี่ย
cluster munitions are what we call bombies up here. So if you look at the stilts or the legs for this house, they're actually dispenser halves. If you see a lot of these around, then you know that within that area there's going to be a lot of bombies. And they can contain up to 300 to 400 cluster munitions. Then each bomby is just a mass of ball bearings around a hunk of explosive. And they're what cause most damage with the children, because the kids see the bombies and it looks like a piece of fruit or a ball. They pick them up and throw them to one another, and sooner or later, bang.
อย่าบ้าแบบไหนเนาะมันคุณแม่ขอเอาไปขายมีนี่ลูกพี่จะปิ้นเห็นคบออกมาเป็นหน่วยพี่ไปอยู่แล้วเป็นโน่นเลยโน่นช่องสบายนั่นมันตกลงมันแตกตาชามเลยคนเจ็บบริยังเลยนะที่บริยังที่
So the headman, he invites us there to show respect to the culture. So
ประจำห้องการนะผู้เจ้ามาฮอดนี่ก็เฮากินเหล้าอยู่เฮือนนั่นคอยรู้จักว่าหน้าที่ของเฮาไปพบผู้เจ้าเลยตลอด
Okay, that's a bit more than what I was hoping for.
Not working with Big Bob anymore today.
My legs are going to sleep. Tell you what, that stuff will pickle you.
But he is the person who look up there, who protect us. So we don't have any money
to give us some protection from the black magic. Can I have a tiny bit more?
And เอาให้คุณซิมอีกน้อยนึงนะครับ
ใจละลายเด้อ Just getting to bed pretty early tonight, I think.
Flying squirrel. It's gonna be lovely food tonight.
Oh, goanna. Like chicken? Oh, how long's he been dead for? You folks love your squirrel too.
Yeah. And rat.
And rat.
Yep.
All yours, fellas, huh? ค่อยมาเราอยากเอาเมียลาวค่อยมากผู้สาวลาวเลยผู้สาวบ่มากค่อยเด้ค่อยขี้หลายแล้วตุ้ยหน้าค่อยคือหน้านี่เนาะ
Okay, good morning everybody.
สบายดีทุกๆคน
Next phase of your course is to put into practice all the theory that you've been taught and learnt at the NTC by conducting render-safe procedures and tasks on live unexploded aircraft bombs.
ก็ถือว่าเฮาได้เรียนมา
Oftentimes the guys, when they first come across UXO, you know, they're scared. They've seen what these things do to people back in their villages. Your senses are heightened. Your muscles tighten up, you can feel your skin going cool. these guys really have to overcome that fear to become senior EOD technicians.
มันก็เฉยๆมันบ่ได้คิดว่ามันเป็นความตายจังได๋บ่คิดว่ามันมีความอันตรายจังหรอกโอ้ตัวนั้นคัดสิว่าไปมางมันของบ่แม่นแนวเฮ็ดมามางบ่นั่นนั่นซะเนาะเฮาต้องคิดอยู่แล้วว่าถ้ามีความผิดพลาดมาถึงชีวิต
What are the guys checking, mate?
Try to identify fuse.
Okay, we'll just keep an eye on that, mate. You can see that the guys do have concerns when the job's going on and often won't voice it because they don't want to lose face, they don't want to be seen to be scared. I mean, I had the same concerns myself when I came up against my first bomb. I guess the way I tried to put them at ease is now and again I'll act the clown a little bit to try and make them a bit comfortable. Leeches everywhere.
Brother, leeches is coming to us.
I hate leeches. What do you reckon, mate? What are you more scared of, leeches or that? Female leeches, eh? They don't want to bite her. Got a war wound, mate. We had a guy when I was in the army, didn't wear underpants, and leeches everywhere. And he's in his old boy, up inside, mate. It started eating and got bigger.
I think I'll stay here better.
All right, mate, you stay in your little circle of safety. So much for the big loud bushman.
ดูทั้งหน้ามันคิวมันเป็นคิวเขาจุดสีเดียวรังอย่างยังเขาสูญหาย
ทางแท็กมาแต่พุ่นเท่าไหร่บ้านมัน
2,000
ปลายเท่าไหร่
Yeah, so more than 2 k's. So blow it in place. Châu sẽ xài din lơ bớt chắc gram.
อีกตามบ่เทียนบอกคนให้ใส่3 กิโล
3 kilo what? Okay.
กระเป๋า
Basically what he's done is tied it on with bamboo because they haven't brought any sandbags with them. So that's something that I'll have to mention to him as not such a good point. It means that he has to dig around a bomb that's fused and possibly impart some shock on a fuse that's armed and ready to go.
เฮาตัดสินใจว่าสิทำลายแห่งสูงไม่หมดคือแน่นอนเลยเฮาสิได้แต่งตั้งแต่ละจุดฟังเสียงนับ1 2 3ยิง
The moment where I get the biggest adrenaline rush is after a demolition. You feel everything, and that's a bit of a rush. It's pretty good. I get less stress from my job now than what I would have if I had to sit in an office in Sydney. I love it. If I can keep working here forever, I will. There's certainly enough bombs here in Laos to keep me busy for the rest of my life. I'm going to kick your ass, mate.
Good. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Vienna.
I really should have shut up. Bop in there.